All hail Hypnotoad. He is almighty and ever knowing. He even knows what commander you're building from your pre-release, and he wants in on it. But Gitrog, you say, I'm building Tesa. You can't go in there. You're green. Shh, he says. It'll be our little secret. Nobody has to know. Now, as far as our opening hand goes, we've got Mary's Guile. This is dumb. We've got Mary's Guile. Look at the top three cards. And then we can actually shuffle a Worldly Tutor. It probably gets Tasigur, which is going to... Yeah, I think I'm actually kind of okay with this one. Yeah, let's keep it. It's not the most explosive opening hand. We do need to have a little bit of luck with Mary's Guile and hope that our opponent doesn't have some sort of answer for it. But, yeah, I kind of like the thought of getting down Mary's Guile and scrying away the top part of our library. We've got two shuffle effects, Worldly Tutor and Vampiric Tutor. So hopefully that should allow us to find some sort of answer. Let's see if we hit it. Oh, Ancient Tomb. That is beautiful. Let's get down to 4. So go for Mary's Guile. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yes, you heard it from Gitrog himself. Put him in whatever sort of commander you're building from the new Ravnica set. It'll be you and his little secret. Don't tell anybody. Death Touch. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice the Gitrog monster unless you sacrifice a land. Then you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Then, whenever one or more land cards are put in your graveyard from anywhere, draw a card. And we'll cover the Banana King in just a second. So let's go for Mary's Guile. It's going to be Burgeoning, Courser of Crewfix, and then Dryad Arbor. I guess we go Burgeoning, Courser of Crewfix, and then Dryad Arbor. That'll be another land we can get down. And I guess, yeah, we get down Ancient Tomb. Yeah, actually, I don't mind getting down Dryad Arbor. That'll be a creature. It does leave us open to some sort of spot removal. We might end up going for Worldly Tutor. We'll kind of see what's going on. We're playing against the Banana King, king of all bananas. It was once fruit was made, they needed a king to be the king of all bananas, and Tasigur was chosen in the multiverse. Tasigur, the Golden Fang Delve, then for a 4-mana activate. Yeah, they're going to go for Putrefy. I don't blame them. Yeah, that's fine. Technically, we could have gotten Sylvan Safekeeper if we want to keep up Worldly Tutor. And they're going to be drawing into Courser of Crewfix, which is not too bad. Yeah, that's fine. They're going to take care of Dryad Arbor. That'll allow us to... Because technically with Worldly Tutor, we have to put a creature on top. Yeah, let's go and go for that. Let's see if we can't hit a couple more fetch lands or something. Let's get Worldly Tutor popped out. Let's go and grab a Growthian Enchantress. Worst case scenario with the Growthian Enchantress is that we can put her on top and just kind of keep her towards the back with our Mary's Guile's triggers, and then hopefully get down an extra land. So let's go for Mary's Guile. Yes, we're going to use that ability. Ooh, Realms Uncharted, Ghost Quarter, and Enchantress. That is exactly what we want to see. So, and unfortunately, we're going to miss the Enchantress because we want this Realms Uncharted to stick. So we're going to put Enchantress, Ghost Quarter, and we're going to put Realms Uncharted on top. In fact, let's go for Ancient Tomb. Let's go for Realms Uncharted right now. And that's really going to allow us to bounce back from that Dryad Arbor. And we're doing this main phase right now because our opponent is completely tapped out on blue mana. We just don't want like a random Mana Leak to catch it. That would not be fun. And I'm thinking at this point, we just go straight up fetch lands because we can Vampiric Tutor for Life from the Loam. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, so we're going to go Marsh Flats. Let's go Catacombs. And then we're going to go for Polluted Delta. And then we'll go for Misty. And this is just going to be a straight up value pile. So we'll see how our opponent wants to divvy it out. More than likely, they're going to give us Marsh Flats. And then any of the other cards will allow us to grab a green source and we'll be good to go. So we want these lands to 6. So we're going to grab one of these. And then, yeah, there we go. Polluted Delta and Marsh Flats. Anything else for 1? No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So on Tasigur, it does have the 4-mana activation. Put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard, then return an on-land card of your opponent's choice from the graveyard to your hand. And yeah, most of your Tasigur builds tend to be a little bit more of a control-focused deck, but still pretty fun. All right, so we're going to have a fresh Mary's Guile too, thanks to the Realms Uncharted. So let's see what's on top. Excavate. Ooh. Yeah, I kind of like Excavator. So we go Twilight Mire, Windswept Heath, and Excavator on top. And that'll allow us to start playing some of those fetch lands too, or even go for something like Dryad Arbor. Yeah, well, actually, do we need to get down? No, let's hold on to Sylvan Safekeeper. Let's see if they got some sort of counter magic. We'll go for Excavator. That's going to be 1-2. See if we can't play one of the lands out of the graveyard. And then we're going to start Life from the Loaming sometime soon. Hopefully we can build up a nice Gitrog monster. Okay, opponent will end up going for Logic, not on Excavator, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, not going to be able to pay for it. We'll get down Polluted Delta. We'll grab a Black Source, and with the coast is clear but shields down on this mana, we're going to go for Vampiric Tutor on Life from the Loam, and that's really just going to allow us to go for a Splendid Reclamation, just all sorts of things. Life from the Loam is such a good card, so we're going to go Vampiric Tutor, get this popped out. Thank you, Excavator, for dying on the hill for us. Where are you, Life from the Loam? There we go. All right. And then anything else, kick it back over to our opponent. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors. So if you want to build your very own Hypnotoad, if you want to try to build the world's biggest Gitrog monster, check out MTGOTraders.com. They've got you covered for all of your commander needs online. So, and the prices are really low right now, so it's a great time to get into Magic Online. Yes, definitely going to use Mirror Guy's ability. We'll go Grothian Enchantress, Creeping Renaissance, and actually that works out wonderful with the flashback out of the graveyard. So we're going to go ahead and grab Life from the Loam, and I think at this point we just start dredging. Start bringing these lands back. Yeah, I think like Misty, Catacombs, and that's going to be green. And then nothing else. Now we do have to take a little bit of damage off of Ancient Tomb, but I think we're okay with it at this point. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to go for Life from the Loam, bring these cards back to our hand, and then we'll slowly start working towards getting down Gitrog. Especially once we've got a full grip of fetch lands, that really kind of helps you push a game plan. So let's go for Sylvan Safekeeper with that last green mana. And the reason we sequenced that Ancient Tomb was because I wanted to get down Sylvan Safekeeper. All right, so anything else? No. We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Yes, we're going to lose that last mana. Okay, back over there. Also, shout out to inkgaming.com. Let's say that you want to get some sort of custom playmat. They're your #1 source for custom playmats online. They do a really good job. So be sure to check them out and use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order and at the same time help with the channel. So it's always pretty cool. I have a Inked Gaming playmat that's like the dude's rug from the Big Lebowski, which I really enjoy, so pretty cool. And also, let's say that you really enjoy one of my thumbnails and you would love to use one of my thumbnails as a personal use desktop wallpaper to show off on your friends next time you play Magic. There's a link to any sort of a thumbnail image down in the description below on the videos as I start recording. So if you want to show off the image to your friends on your computer, it is down there. All right, that is it. Now it is free time. We can talk about what we want. That's going to be the Gitrog monster. Now, if you have not seen this deck before, what are we doing with Gitrog? We're trying to get down Gitrog. We're trying to combine the Enchantress card draw engine with the Gitrog engine, and that is drawing a ton of cards. So let's say that we get down Gitrog next turn. We can make an additional land drop. We just end up with a ton of card draw in our hand, and it's just fun sometimes to try to get as many weird enchantments onto Gitrog as possible, especially if you get something like Frog Tongue on there. It's pretty wild. Okay, so opponent's going to go for Golgari Charm, which to me, I kind of like that because that's going to put them on only 1 mana left at this point right now. And so that should, let's see what they're going for. They're tapping out for. Yeah, they're going to go for Tasigur. That's fine. So we're going to be able to at least jam Gitrog, and that's going to allow us to cash in a little bit extra card draw. And then we have a completely clear graveyard for the Tasigur activation. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and crack Catacombs. That way we can just straight up just cast Gitrog next turn. Let's grab. So we've got 4 swamps and 3 forests. All right, so we can make that work. So we're going to grab Overgrown Tomb. Not going to pay 2 life. And then we're going to have a Fresh Mary's Giles too. So we'll see what's on top of our library. But for the most part, we're going to be getting on 2 fetch land. This is going to be 2 card draw for Gitrog, and that's going to be just really good. Rancor, there you go, Rancor and Frog Tongue. And then Entomb on top. So let's go for, yeah, I think we can actually make both and then draw both. So we actually, I don't mind all 3 of these cards. So let's go for, well, we don't necessarily need Entomb now that I think about it. So let's put Entomb on top, let's put Frog Tongue on top, and let's put Rancor on top. And do we no, we don't want to dredge Life from the Loam. We're actually sitting pretty good. So let's go for Gitrog. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to get down Gitrog. Let's get down Misty. Let's get down Polluted Delta. We're going to be able to crack Misty. And that's going to allow us to draw into the other Frog Tongue, which we do want. And then we have Entomb on top. Yeah, I think I'm okay with trying to cash in an extra card draw, so that's fine. So we're gonna go for Misty. Let's grab this Forest, and then let's crack Polluted Delta, and that allows us to draw a fresh card. Do we need to dredge life from the loam at this point? No, I think we're okay. Let's see. Yeah, draw the command tower. Okay. At this point, we want to kind of find some sort of Enchantress card drawing engine. So we're gonna grab this Swamp. And I guess, yeah, we're going to go for Rancor, because the worst case scenario, if they do have some sort of removal on Gitrog, we can at least, get Rancor back and we can still recast Gitrog. So we're going to go ahead and pass the turn back over to our opponent. Now, as far as what we've got in our hand, we do have a couple different options. We've got Constant Mist. So let's say our opponent does build up some sort of creature board state to start attacking our life total. We can at least use Constant Mist to start sacrificing some creatures. Go for the Throat. We will definitely give them Night Veil Spectre. Yeah, that's fine. If they want to spend 3 mana to cast Night Veil Spectre, that is perfectly fine. So, and I'm going to go ahead and try to write that down. So I keep it up in mind. Keep it in mind. But there's a lot of times when you're playing Gitrog and that, your opponent spends a lot of early resources dealing with something like Excavator, gets rid of Sylvan Safekeeper. Ooh, opponent's going to go for Regrowth on Go for the Throat. Okay, we'll write that down. We'll probably see that going off right now. I would assume that we would see it. At least that's what I would do. All right, go for the throw. So we can cross that off, and that does leave Night Veil Spectre still left in their hand. And we still get Rancor back, so that's okay. Now, thankfully with Gitrog, it's one of those commanders that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we can actually still just get down Gitrog and draw a few more cards. So still pretty good. Yes, we're going to use Mirri's Guile, and that's going to be Swiftfoot Boots, Hissing Quagmire, and then Worn Power Stone. So let's go Hissing Quagmire, let's go Worn Power Stone and Swiftfoot Boots. And no, we don't want to dredge at this point right now. Click OK. So we've drawn the Swiftfoot Boots. Let's get down. Let's get Gitrog pop back up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be Gitrog. We get down Boots. The only downside is we don't have enough mana to. We might be able to draw an additional land card. That'd be about the only way to get it done. So let's still just end up going for Gitrog. I'm okay with that. Because even if they untap with a ton of mana with Tasigur activations, or if we end up going for a Splendid Reclamation, that would bring back a lot of fetch lands, but that doesn't really necessarily do us super good. Yeah, be a little risky, but we're going to go for it. So we're going to go for Ancient Tomb. Yeah, because what we can do is we can at least get down to Marsh Flats, Command Tower, and that's going to allow us to get down Swiftfoot Boots. So we're going to hope off this Marsh Flats that we, let's get down Command Tower. No, excuse me, we know that Worn Power Stone's on top, so we're, yeah, we'll go and Dredge Life in the Loam. Yeah, because I forgot that Worn Power Stone's on top. That does kind of complicate. I forgot that it was on top. My bad. Sorry about that. So we go for Swiftfoot Boots. And then that's going to be it. With Thespian Stage, anything else, we're going to go pass the turn back over to our opponent. So they can end up going for Regrowth if they go for the activated ability off of Tasigur. We'll see. Hopefully we catch something else to where we don't have to give them Go for the Throat back and Regrowth. So we'll kind of see what sort of stuff is going to get off of this pile. But it's going to be 5 mana. Ooh, Noxious Gearhulk. Okay. That's definitely going to take care of Mr. Gitrog himself. That's going to be them swinging in for 4, putting us down to 5. Now, here's the thing. We do have Constant Mist, so hopefully we can kind of stabilize for a little bit. We might end up going for Splendid Reclamation just to get a few more lands on the battlefield, because we can basically just pay this buyback all day. And then hopefully try to stabilize from there. All right, so we got Tasigur swinging in for 4. We're at least going to make them earn the win and fight through a Constant Miss. They're going to have to get some sort of counter magic on this Constant Miss before we go. But one of my favorite things about this deck is the old aura art. It's just wild looking. Pretty crazy. All right, so we're going to get the Mirri's Guile. Yes, we're going to use that ability. And that's going to be Mana Crypt, Lana War Waste. We definitely don't want Mana Crypt at this point, so let's put it on top. Let's go for Lana War Waste. We'll put Forest on top too. Get an additional Forest. Let's get Mr. Gitrog pop back up. So at this point right now, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Gitrog will be costing 9 total mana. We can make an extra land drop, which we can certainly get down. But I think at this point, yeah, I think we need to go for Splendid Reclamation. And there's no other lands that we need to crack or anything like that. Yeah, because we can bring a lot of creatures back. Let's go for that. Let's go for Splendid Reclamation. That's going to bring all these back, and that's just really going to keep us open for any sort of not Dryad Arbor, but any sort of constant misactivation. So let's get down Thespian Stage. And we don't really want to be cracking any sort of fetch lands at this point right now. So let's just simply go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. We can cast Life from the Loam on an empty graveyard, and that will allow us to at least allow us to kind of maybe start dredging if we want to find Thespian Stage in Dark Depths. That will give us a 20/20 Merit Lage token, which we can put Swiftfoot Boots onto, and then Rancor will give that Trample. So that's another way that we can kind of slowly grind the game out, is by digging for Dark Depths, and I think I kind of like that. It's kind of fun. All right, so we got the crew swinging in. If they've got counter magic, they've got it, but at least we're going to go ahead and force the Constant Mist. Sacrifice a land, and what we're going to do is we're basically going to be sacrificing these fetch lands, because we don't want to be using our life total, and at the same time, we're actually running out of fetchable sources. So we're going to go for Constant Mist. Let's see if they've got the counter spell. If not, then we're going to be in for a pretty fun game. All right. There we go. All right, and then we can also get down Swiftfoot Boots onto Dryad Arbor. That is a really long, far way away with that. But I think our best bet at this point is trying to dig Life from the Loam for Dark Depths. We're going to try to do that. And thankfully with Miri's Guile, we're going to see a lot of cards. So let's say we don't like the top 3 cards with Miri's Guile. We can really dig into our library and try to get that going. Okay, excuse me. Opponent's going to go for Mold Shambler. See what they end up targeting. Oh, they target Swiftfoot Boots. That's actually not good. So that's going to leave Merit Lage open. But we're going to try. We're going to make them try to win. All right, so we're going to go for Miri's Guile. Yes, we're definitely going to use that ability. Beast Within, which you can Beast Within one of our own lands. Let's put Mana Crypt on top. Lana War Waste, and we'll draw into that Beast Within. And actually, do we want to just straight up just dredge? I think that would be better. Yeah, we want to be able to see as many cards as quickly as possible. So we're going to start Life from the Loaming on this one. And we do need to be aware of the clock. If this is going to be a long grind them out game, we need to definitely be aware of the clock. All right, so we're going to dredge Life from the Loam, put all those cards into the graveyard. Let's make the land drop for the turn. That's going to be Forest. And then Hissing Quagmire is going to be a 3/2. Yeah, I would hate to lose Thespian Stage on Hissing Quagmire. So let's go Hissing Quagmire. And yeah, and if we're just going for Merit Lage, yeah, I think I kind of like getting Frog Tongue on Dryad Arbor. We can kind of make our own little pseudo creature. That's the only downside with Rancor, is that it's going to give it +2/+0. We can still trade with Mold Shambler. I think I like going for that. Possibly. Ooh, Oblivion Crown. Gets +1/+1. So we can flash that in if we want to. But I think at this point, let's just go and push in with the Hissing Quagmire. Actually, we're going to swing a Dryad Arbor, because we can actually chunk Rancor, and if we wanted to chunk Life from the Loam, we can certainly go for that too. So we're going to be pushing in with Dryad Arbor and Hissing Quagmire. Be able to get in for 3. And we'll decide how we want to use Oblivion Crown, because it actually works out really well with the Gitrog monster. And then we're going to dump Life from the Loam into the graveyard. Yeah, we're going to bring back Marsh Flats and the Lana War Waste. Let's go and go Forest and then Bayou. And that'll still put us on being able to go for Constant Mist, sacrificing an additional land. You know, we want to make sure we kind of maintain our land count at this point in the game. And then we'll see what sort of any sort of Tasigur activations we kind of force our opponent to go for. But basically, if they run into a counterspell, they're definitely going to be able to stop what we've got going on. So that's going to be the only downside. Opponent's going to go for Telling Time. They're going to be digging just a little bit. Now, one of the fun things with Oblivion Crown and Gitrog is that once we get down Gitrog and get down Oblivion Crown, we can basically just kind of keep cycling cards with the Gitrog monster, and that allows us to dump a card in the graveyard, draw a card, and you can end up with a really big Gitrog monster with that +1/+1. So it's kind of one of those cards that whenever we built it for, not built it, but found it for, okay, the targeting themselves. And it's one of those cards that just works out, you know, you never really know about this card, and then it works out just so strongly in the Gitrog monster. It's just a really nice addition. All right, so we've officially reached, if you're keeping score at home, this is officially Magic Junk time. Opponents digging. Hopefully they haven't found an answer yet, and we can just constant mist our way into at least a longer game. And let's see if we're going to force the... yeah, I mean, they do have to swing in to force the constant miss activation. And then, like I mentioned, all right, no swinging from our opponent. They got the respect for constant miss. I like that. Do we want to flash? No, we're going to hold on to Oblivion Ring. I like doing that. And then plus they can still hold on to... they're going to hold up blockers to stop Dryad Arbor. I don't blame them. All right, so we're going to... Yes, definitely use Mary's Guile ability. Ooh. Okay. Now that is very interesting. So we have Underrealm Lich, Ancestral Mask, and this is, man, I like all of these cards. Okay, let's go Demonic Tutor, Ancestral Mask, and then Underrealm Lich. We're going to click OK. So we want to draw into all of those. Not going to Dredge Life from the Loam. Draw into Underrealm Lich. Let's go for the Gitrog monster, because that's going to be, I think, 9 mana? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure we definitely want to leave up constant miss mana. At this point, we're not really seeing that, so that'll be 1, 2. And we have not made the land drop down for the turn, so we can still get down Mono War Waste. So we're going to get down Gitrog Monster. Let's get down Mono War Waste. We'll get down Marsh Flats. And then that's going to be the Demonic Tutor on top we can crack. And we'll also grab the other one, too, if we want to crack, too. And I think, honestly, we want to wait until next turn because we're not going to be able to cast either of those, or at least we don't want to with our life total getting down low. So let's just go ahead and wait. We'll be able to crack both of those, get them into the graveyard, and then, well, I guess technically if we want to go for Rancor on the Gitrog monster, if we want to utilize the most amount of our mana, yeah, let's go ahead and crack Marsh Flats. And then we'll go and crack Catacombs too. Because we'll draw an additional card, we'll draw into that Demonic Tutor. And then we'll crack one more. And then we'll draw into, now we should draw into that Demonic Tutor. There we go. Okay. It's going to put us down to 3. That is, again, our life total down a little low. But I like it. We'll go for Swamp. And then we'll grab an additional Swamp. Oh, dang it. We should have grabbed a Forest off that one. So we'll wait on Ancestral Mask. We'll get down Swamp. And then, oh, we can still go down. Do we want to go Demonic Tutor? So we go Demonic Tutor on something like Swiftfoot Boots. But it's in the graveyard. We can't go for that. And if we end up going for Lightning Greaves, that's going to stop us. Let's wait until next turn for Demonic Tutor. Okay, we're going to pass the turn. Sorry, when you get to the point, when you get to turn 10, you've got, Life from the Loam in the graveyard. You've got a lot of different options. You draw into Demonic Tutor late game. You can pretty much grab anything out of your deck. Sometimes your brain just goes into overload mode, trying to make sure that you're not missing something that is just painfully obvious to you as the viewer. So instead of just making a rush decision, I'm going to go and just pass the turn to our opponent, and we're going to look at our deck list to kind of see what's going on. All right, so at this point right now, we've got the Gitrog monster. We do have Ancestral Mask, so that will allow us to get its +2/+2 for each enchantment on the battlefield. That's going to be Mary's Guile. That's going to be Frog Tongue. So that will definitely allow us to end up with a really nice Gitrog monster. All right, our opponent will end up going for a Tasigur activation. So I think at this point, we're going to straight up be giving them Farseek. Yeah, that's fine. Because we don't want to give them Sign-In Blood. That would not be good. If we give them Sign-In Blood, they can target that damage at us. And if we're going for a Lure, Gitrog does have Death Touch. That's going to make all of the creatures block on Gitrog, which he's going to eat them all, which always makes me laugh. And they're going to go for another Tasigur activation. And I guess we just end up going for Explode. We're basically going to be giving our opponent any sort of ramp possible. Explore, Sleight of Hand. And then we'll try to decide what sort of way can... Ooh, if we actually go for Cover of Darkness. No, Cover of Darkness would allow them to block with Noxious Gearhulk. We'll see exactly what we're going to go for, but thankfully we do have the Demonic Tutor. We are sitting at 3 life. We do need to be careful, our life total down below 3, because, let's say they do have something like Snapcaster. They can certainly use Snapcaster to cast that Sign-In Blood, and that would not be a fun way to lose the game. So we're going to try our best to not lose to a Sign-In Blood. That's something that I don't want to happen in my Magic career. That is what happened to Jolt. He lost to a Sign-In Blood. It's not going to be good. All right, and our opponent's not swinging in, so I kind of like that. That kind of leaves this constant miss open. We're not having to sacrifice any lands. Okay, all right, so we're going to have the Mirri's Guile, and we should... Yeah, let's put Gitrog on top. That way we can kind of sequence our land draw. So we're going to have Mirri's Guile. And then look at this green, just card advantage engine. This is what makes Gitrog so much fun. You get down Gitrog, and yeah. All right, so Mirri's Guile, crop rotation. And unfortunately, I don't have Lightning Greaves in here because this is a enchantment deck. And with Lightning Greaves, it has Shroud. So unfortunately, I was trying to figure out a quick way that with crop rotation, that really does work out. So let's do this. Let's go for Sky Shroud Claim. On top, we'll put Wood in the Cemetery on top, and we'll put crop rotation on top. We're going to sacrifice a land, and I guess at this point, we'll go and sacrifice Polluted Delta, because I think that was our last swamp that we got out of our library. I'm pretty sure. You get down to this point, it gets down to the definitely the nitty-gritty. Okay, so we're not going to dredge life from the loam. Draw into Woodland Cemetery. It's going to be another land we can get down for some extra mana. Yeah, and I guess we just go for Demonic Tutor. That's going to be a really good option for us to go for. And we'll just tap down that, because we'll see what this is going to allow us to get going. And actually, I really like Asceticism, I'm thinking. So we get down Asceticism. Actually, if we go for Canopy Cover, they do have one flying creature with Night Veil Spectre. That might be the better option, especially with Ancestral Mass, Oblivion Crown. We lose that regenerate ability. Yeah, let's go for it. We're going to go for Canopy Cover. I like that. We're going to put Canopy Cover on Gitrog. Let's go for Ancestral Mask on Gitrog. It's going to be a 12-12. Let's go for Rancor on Gitrog. It's going to make it 16-14. And then we can certainly flash in Oblivion Crown. So let's go and push in. Look at this creature. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to swing it with Gitrog in the air. So we trample and Death Touch. And I think that'll be 16 next turn. Well, see them block. We can always flash in Oblivion Crown too. That'll definitely allow us to get a little bit of an extra commander damage. All right, so no blocks. Let's go and flash in Oblivion Crown. That's going to make it a 18, and then we discard crop rotation. That's going to make it 19. I think we go for it. If they've got Unsummon, they've got it. We discard Constant Mist. We get it. All right, there we go. We get all the way down to 3, and we close it out with total commander damage. The Gitrog monster himself swinging in. You can see where we get down. Canopy Cover is such a good card in this deck. We go for Ancestral Vision. We get down Rancor, Oblivion Crown, discard our hand, get rid of Constant Miss, which leaves us completely open to some sort of unsummon effect. But thankfully, with Constant Miss, we close the game out. And yeah, good game to our opponent. It's always fun to have something, a lot of back and forth like that. And thankfully, able to stabilize with the world's biggest Gitrog for exactly commander damage. That was beautiful. So, if you enjoyed your time through the forest today with the Hypnotic Frog, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.